Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different. I had a bit of a mind wave. As you can see, which you may have noticed in some of my recent videos I may have shown off. I've got huge piles here which they mainly consist of charity shop pickups and a few online orders and stuff from the What's in the Box episode. So I thought I'm going to do a video for each stack. Not necessarily showing what's in the stacks because you will have already seen what's in the stacks. But kind of getting your thoughts on what films I should push to the top. If there's any that you don't think I should bother with. In that respect, it will be the DVDs because the Blu-rays I will have specifically picked up to watch because I've been interested in them, but some of the DVDs were just very random pickups. So if they're films that you don't think are really worth watching, then I'll either probably move them on or just decase them. But I thought this is another way. I've done it with the other watch pile shelves. These aren't involved in the watch pile. These are just ones that I need to get around to watch. So yeah, I just thought I would show them off. I'll start with this one here with some of the Blu-rays and some DVDs. And I'll just go through them title by title. And if you let me know, like I said, what ones to prioritise, what ones you don't think are that great, would be helpful. It's just a helpful way, again, to just sort of condense my collection, clear it. There may be some that I look through and I think, why did I buy that? And then I'll pull it out. That sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to just pause the video a second here, pull this shelf out, and I'll be back. Right, so here's the stack. Just a quick look down it. Quite a big stack, the first one. So yeah, I'm just going to pick each title out of the stack, kind of give you my thoughts of what I think the film is about, if I've not seen it ever before, what I've heard about the film, that sort of thing. And yeah, the whole idea is if there's a specific film that like shines a light with you that you think you should get onto that like ASAP, then just let me know and I can basically just prioritise that and not be watching crap all of the time. So first off the stack we have Crash, which is a David Cronenberg film, and from what I gather it stars Holly Hunter and James Spader, and is a weird, it says that car crash fetishism. Sounds very odd. I'm very mixed with Cronenberg so far. There's been some of his films that I've really enjoyed, and some that have just been too out there for me, and I've just not got on with them at all. So if you think that Crash is one that I might like, then yeah, let me know. Then next up we have Pearl Harbor, the only Michael Bay film that I haven't seen. I am definitely a Michael Bay fan. I think literally the only reason I haven't sat down to watch this yet is the runtime, because I think it's going on 3 hours. 183 minutes, yep, so it's pretty much 3 hours, that is. So I think that is literally the only reason I've not seen it yet. I've not heard the best things about it, but for a Michael Bay fan, would you say this is worth watching? I know there's Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Kate Beckinsale, Jennifer Garner, Jon Voight, Alec Baldwin. I mean, just a fantastic cast. But yeah, let me know if you think that is worth watching. We then have another classic here, Tremors. Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward going up against like sandworm creatures in the desert. Always one that I've wanted to watch, just escaped me. It's been sat on the shelf for quite a while now. I've just not got around to watching it because of the amount of stuff that I've got to watch. But yeah, again, let me know if you think I should be prioritising that one. We then have Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? One of the few Clooney films that I've not actually seen. I'm a massive George Clooney fan. I would definitely say he's one of my favourite actors. And now I say I haven't seen this before. Much like I had done with Intolerable Cruelty, another Coen Brothers Clooney collaboration. I had actually watched about 30 to 45 minutes of intolerable cruelty, and I turned it off. I just wasn't in the right mood when I watched that. I then went back and rewatched it, and I absolutely loved it. Same with this film. I've seen about 30, 45 minutes of it, and I've just not gone back to it. You've also got John Turturro, Tim Blake Nelson, and John Goodman in this one. So again, is this one that you think that I should be prioritising? We then have Elizabeth, about the early reign of Queen Elizabeth I, portrayed in this by Kate Blanchett. Now, I believe it must have been at school. I saw sort of the back half of the sequel to this, which I believe is called The Golden Age. I do love my historical sort of dramas, especially when you're going back to this sort of time period in Britain. Just really find it interesting. Got quite a few Oscar nominations by the looks of things, and it's also got a terrific supporting cast, including Geoffrey Rush, Christopher Eccleston, Joseph Fiennes, John Gielgud, and Richard Attenborough. So yep, another one that has eluded me. And I think the same year that this came out, this was 98, wasn't it? I'm sure, yeah. Was also the same year that Shakespeare in Love came out, which is, again, still during Queen Elizabeth I's reign, and also has Joseph Fiennes in it. We then have The Patriot, Mel Gibson. I'm another favourite of mine. I love Mel Gibson. And again, the pure only reason I've not got around to watching this yet is because of the runtime. On an evening, finding 3 hours to watch a film can be difficult, and I don't really like watching films in parts. I'd rather watch it in a whole if I can. So this is sort of like, if I were to watch this, I'd either have to go on early when I get back from work, or on like a Sunday afternoon when I'm not doing anything. But yeah, that's The Patriot. We then have Brian De Palma's Body Double. I would say I'm a De Palma fan. I think my favourite film of his is Carlito's Way. I really like Scarface as well. I've heard this one's pretty good. Never actually seen Carrie though. Need to get that in the collection. I think this is like an erotic sort of thriller from the early 80s. I think it's 84, isn't it? Yes. But as with all indicator titles, it doesn't give you a synopsis on the back, so I have absolutely no idea what it's about. And the only person in the cast that I'm familiar with is Melanie Griffith, who obviously was with Don Johnson and is the mother of Dakota Johnson. So yeah, don't know anything about that one either. We then have John Wayne in Brannigan, another one that stars Richard Attenborough, one that I picked up when BFI were having like a 50% off sale back at the end of May. I think Roy and Stuart recommended this one to me, and I've not seen anything with John Wayne in that I haven't enjoyed. Unfortunately, when I unwrapped it, I discovered that the case was torn, but I'm not too bothered. I can't do anything about it now because I'd left it too long to unwrap it, so that'll teach me a lesson. But you've got Judy Geeson in there as well. So yeah, let me know if that one is worth watching. Then we have The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Obviously, we very recently lost the great Terence Stamp, and I actually did go to watch this, but for some reason it does not work on my Blu-ray player upstairs. It only works downstairs, so I can only really watch this one when nobody's watching the television downstairs, which does not happen very often. But I have the house to myself in a few weeks, so this will be one that I definitely will be putting on when I get home from work then. Because yeah, just wanted to watch it for a long time. We then have a double pack of The Squid and the Whale and Running with Scissors. Now, I got this for Running with Scissors, but both films I haven't seen. Both films have a terrific cast and are ones that I want to watch. Again, I went to put on The Squid and the Whale. When I tried Priscilla, I thought, well, I need something else fairly short to put on. And both of these, well, I think The Squid and the Whale's like 80 minutes or something. It's not a long film at all. It says the total, I think it says on the discs. I'm not going to open the case. And I want to put it on, and it's weird because it's Region A locked, whereas it's Mill Creek, and Mill Creek titles are generally region free. You can watch them on any player. Well, all of the ones that I have in my collection are region free. So yeah, weird. But 2 films, 1 Noah Baumbach, 1 Ryan Murphy, 2 terrific casts. Are these films that I should be watching? Again, I would have to watch those when the television downstairs is free. Then we have When Nature Calls. Not that long ago, I rewatched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and I loved it. And I have seen When Nature Calls many years ago, but I remember literally nothing about it. So it's gone in the pile to rewatch because it's been that long. I remember it definitely not being as good as the first film, but should I be putting it on? Arrow release as well, didn't know that. Oh gosh, bear with me a second, I'll be back in a second. I've had to bring it closer to me, the pile, because that was very uncomfortable on my back, leant up against my bed. So next up we have Young Guns and Young Guns 2. It's more modern type of westerns, I would call them, like anything sort of mid-80s onward, I would consider as a modern western. And this has got like the it people from the 80s, like you've got your Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, who I'm not sure if he'd done La Bamba at this point. But again, Terence Stamp, who I think he's in just the first one yet. Jack Palance, Dermot Mulroney, Charlie Sheen. Really good cast, and I do like a good western, so should I be prioritising the first Young Guns soon? We then have Spielberg's Empire of the Sun, one of the very few Spielberg films I've not actually seen yet. Very young Christian Bale, this was his first role. It's a war film. I think he's a young boy that gets separated from his mother during like an evacuation. I don't know where they are. I don't think it's in England. I think it's like in, does say on the back, does it? No, it does not say on the back. Oh, Japan. But yeah, again, it's not as long. It's not 3 hours, but it's still a long film, so I've just not watched it yet, but one that I would love to get into. We then have The Last Starfighter, which I think is recently or is about to get an Arrow 4K over here. This is just the American import that I've got, 25th anniversary edition, and the only person I know in this is Robert Preston, and I only know him from watching Victor Victoria recently. But yeah, it's like a sci-fi film from sort of the mid-80s. Was it 84, this one as well? I think it was, or 82. Just trying to look. Trying to look with that, like looking in the camera. Yeah, there you go. It says right there, 84. But yeah, just one. I've watched the trailer for this a few times and it just doesn't capture anything for me, so I've never gone to put it on. But does the trailer not justify how good this film is? Let me know. We then have a classic, Bullet, with Steve McQueen, Robert Vaughn, Jacqueline Bisset, Robert Duvall, just a great cast. And I hear this has got one of the best car chases put to screen. I think he plays a cop. Detective Frank Bullet. So it's like a 60s detective sort of film. So yeah, I do like those sorts of things. So should I be giving this one a watch? And is it? Oh, it's Peter Yates. I didn't know Peter Yates directed this one. So yeah, Bullet. We then have Tyrannosaur. Now I got this. Paddy Considine, just one of my favourite actors. I mean, Journeyman, which he also directed, I absolutely adored. I thought it was a fantastic film and one of the best performances I've seen this year in a film that I've watched. But this has got Peter Mullen, Olivia Colman and Eddie Marsan in. I've heard it's quite a tough watch, quite brutal in places. But yeah, I got to give it a go at some point. But like I said, is it one that I should be prioritising? Next up, one that Roy is sure to mention in the comments. Brief Encounter. The filming locations for this has been featured on Roy's channel several times. So if you're interested in that, go over to Roy's channel and check those videos out. Blue Roy Movies. I'll try and put the link in the description, but sometimes it just doesn't work for some reason. Celia Johnson, Trevor Howard and Stanley Holloway, like a romantic film. I mean, David Lean, you can't go wrong with a bit of David Lean. Again, I can't tell you the reason why I've not watched it yet, because it's a classic, written by Noel Coward of all people. So yeah, dropping it all over the floor. Next up, we have Elite Quartet. Picked this one up because of the cast. It's a fantastic cast. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Christopher Walken, Catherine Keener, and Mark Ivanir, who I'm not too familiar with. Looks like Imogen Poots on the back as well. Yeah, about a quartet of musicians, I think. Yeah, set in New York. Don't know, but the cast got me. It came out around the same time as the other film called Quartet, which I always used to get the two confused when they came out. So I thought, yeah, pick this one up, see if it's worth watching. Then we have On the Rocks. This is the American import again. Unfortunately, this is Region A locked, so this will be one that, if you think is worth my time, I will watch whilst I've got the television free to myself downstairs. I know this is an Apple film. I have got Apple. I could just stream it, but I wanted to pick up the Blu-ray. It was dirt cheap. There used to be a seller on eBay called Declutter. And they used to sell American imports ridiculously cheap. And this was one of the ones I picked up before they stopped shipping to the UK. I do really like Sofia Coppola though, although I have heard this is one of her weaker films. But it's produced by A24 as well. So, yeah, it's that one. We then have Dangerous Liaisons, which I believe I picked up off the back of both Roy and Stuart, because they'd also recently picked this one up. And I read in the news that apparently, I don't know if it was a known thing before, but Malkovich and Pfeiffer were actually having an affair at the time, which ended his marriage. Thought behind the scenes stuff like that always interests me. This is obviously like a costume drama, but it's more of a thriller, I think, from what I've seen. You've got a very young Keanu Reeves there, got a very young Uma Thurman there as well. Yep, is this one worth watching as well? We then have this. Oh, I love this film, Stuck in Love. I don't know why I think just because I really do want to rewatch this one at some point. It's just getting the time. If you've not seen this, it's one I highly recommend. I think I stumbled across it on Netflix a few years ago. And it's just a wonderful little film, directed by Josh Boone, who also directed 2 years after this, or was it 1 year? A year after this, he directed The Fault in Our Stars, which I love, and he's got one coming out next month called Regretting You. It's a romantic film, so if you're not into that sort of thing, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do like a bit of rom-coms, I'd give this one a go. Great cast: Lily Collins, Greg Kinnear, Jennifer Connelly, Logan Lerman, Nat Wolff, and Kristen Bell. The actual reason I got this is because there's another actress in here, which I don't know if she's on the back. Yep, there. Liana Liberato, who was in a film called The Best of Me, which I watched. And I just absolutely fell in love with that film, and I was just looking to see what else she'd been in. She also was in If I Stay, which came out the same year with Chloe Grace Moretz, which I really like. Another good film that I don't think you can really get hold of, called 1 Mile to You. That's a really good film as well. And she was in the last Scream film as well, Scream 6. So, yeah, but that is Stuck in Love. I do need to, like I said, give that one a watch. That's why it's in the pile. Another one that Roy tempted me to buy, The Naked Spur, Jimmy Stewart film. I love Jimmy Stewart. Janet Leigh as well, Robert Ryan, and this is Anthony Mann, I believe, which Roy says their pairing is excellent. It's a Western as well, I believe. I do love a Western. So what could possibly be wrong? And only 91 minutes as well. Perfect for a short viewing. We then have Kenneth More, A Night to Remember. Another Titanic film. Outside of the Cameron film, I think this is the most well-known film from 1958. But yeah, I've heard many people talk about this, shot in black and white. But have yet to put it on myself. We then have one that I think Stuart mentioned, and Tim picked it up for me, should I say, in CEX one day. Eye of the Needle. I think it was Stuart, or maybe it was Roy, actually, that mentioned this one. Donald Sutherland. I think it's like a thriller of some kind. Who else is in this? Kate Nelligan. Yeah, it's set during the war, World War II set thriller. There you go. Yeah, I love BFI. BFI are becoming one of my favourite labels. That and Signal One. The boutique labels are really putting some great stuff out, I have to say. Then we have Parkland. I think I just saw the trailer for this and I thought, what an interesting story. And great cast. And I mean, with everything that's gone on in the news this week, I'm not going to bring anything up. People probably know what I'm referring to. This could be due a watch. James Badge Dale, Zac Efron, Marcia Gay Harden, Ron Livingston, Billy Bob Thornton, Jackie Weaver, Paul Giamatti. Just a fantastic cast. Produced by Tom Hanks as well. So yeah, that's Parkland. We then have The Art of Getting By, which was a CEX pickup. Just looks like my sort of film. I think Sam watched this recently and said it was a pleasant watch. Freddie Highmore and Emma Roberts. I love these sorts of indie rom-coms sort of thing. And you've got, who else is in this? Sam Robards, Jason Robards' son, I think that is. Rita Wilson, who's married to Tom Hanks. Yeah, just a great cast there. So yeah, that's The Art of Getting By. We then have one that Stuart will probably be telling me to watch, Time After Time. Malcolm McDowell, David Warner, back HD work, G. Wells, going after Jack the Ripper, a time travel film. Yeah, I was glad that they re-released this because it was on the premium collection, but it went out of print. So I'm just glad to have a copy of this. So yeah, is that another one that I should be prioritising? Another classic here I can't believe I haven't seen, Mean Streets. Probably Martin Scorsese's breakthrough film, I would say. Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel. I don't actually really know what it's about, to be honest. I've just obviously heard that it was his breakthrough film. So yeah, that's Mean Streets. A few more Blu-rays to go. This is England, another one that I believe Tim picked up for me a few months back. Supposedly a seminal British film. Shane Meadows, who is well known here in the UK. Just haven't seen it yet. And then we have Che. This is parts 1 and 2. A film split into 2 parts by director Steven Soderbergh. About, is it Che Guevara, who was a dictator in, I don't know what country, somewhere in South America. But Benicio del Toro is playing him. So yeah, that could be a good one. And the last Blu-ray, but by no means least, is The Homesman with Tommy Lee Jones and Hilary Swank. I believe he also directed this one as well. Yeah. So Meryl Streep in this as well, and John Lithgow. Great cast. So yeah, that is the end of the Blu-rays. I'm just going to have a quick pause and I'll be back with the DVD. Right, on to the DVDs. First up we have McClintock, John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, a wonderful comedy classic. Yeah, I've heard of this one. I don't know. Obviously, I know it's a Western. But, yeah, I don't know too much else about this. So, yeah, that's McClintock. Oh, we have a wonderful film next. The Chorus, or Les Choristes. A French film, which I remember watching in my French class back in school years ago. And there is actually a remake called Boy Choir with Dustin Hoffman, which is also pretty decent. But yeah, I've not seen this for years. Roy, you'll probably recommend this because it's your Ooh La La film. But yeah. Oh, good one next. Extreme Measures, Hugh Grant, Gene Hackman, Michael Apted film. Yeah, gotta get onto this because I love Gene Hackman. And I've been watching a lot of Michael Apted films recently as well. Sarah Jessica Parker, David Morse. Oh, it's always good seeing David Morse in a film. Music by Danny Elfman as well. Produced by Elizabeth Hurley. Interesting. Oh, and screenplay by Tony Gilroy. So some good talent involved in this. We then have The Tall Guy, Jeff Goldblum, Emma Thompson, Rowan Atkinson. It's a comedy of some sorts. It's got a good cast. That is the reason I picked it up. Directed by Mel Smith, who was a British comedian. Yeah. We then have The Big White. Again, I got this for the cast. Robin Williams, Holly Hunter, Giovanni Ribisi, Woody Harrelson, Tim Blake Nelson, and whoever's name's on the end has been cut off. I don't think it says. That writing is, as always, maybe Alison Lohman. But yeah, not seen this one. I think it's like a dark comedy. So we then have a Powell and Pressburger film. One of our aircraft is missing. So is this one worth watching? We have Vin Diesel in The Pacifier. One that I have definitely seen before, but when I was a lot younger. It's probably awful, but maybe it's worth watching for a laugh. Yeah, probably not a lot of good, that one. We then have The Banger Sisters. This looks good. I mean, it was one of the last like Goldie Hawn films before she sort of retired. She's done one or two things since, but yeah. Also Susan Sarandon and Jeffrey Rush. So it's a comedy of sorts by the looks of things. Yeah. We then have All Is True, a film about Shakespeare, directed by Kenneth Branagh. Got Judi Dench, Ian McKellen. It's a fantastic cast there. Could be an interesting one. We then have one that I believe Tim gave to me, which is Black Death, which is a Christopher Smith film starring Sean Bean. I love these sorts of films. I really enjoyed Season of the Witch. And I suppose this is sort of set around the same sort of time era. But yeah, you got Eddie Redmayne, Tim McInnery, Andy Nyman, Carice Van Houten, David Warner. Really good cast there. We then have Samuel Fuller's The Big Red One with Lee Marvin, Mark Hamill, Robert Carradine. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, drop. Is this the one... I'm still throwing them around, apologies. Is this the one that was lost and they remade it? It was released years later, sorry. Yeah, let me know on that one down below. We then have McKenna's Gold with Gregory Peck and Omar Sharif. Another Western. Thought looked good because of the cast. And this one was sealed when I got it as well. Telly Savalas, Julie Newmar, Burgess Meredith, Eli Wallach, Edward G. Robinson. Music by Quincy Jones. Directed by J. Lee Thompson. Great talent involved in that one. We then have the original Alfie. I've seen the remake. I'm sure this is a lot better. I mean, it's Michael Caine. It's going to be good. So yeah, another one. Let me know if that's worth pushing to the top. We're going to have a Woody Allen film called Interiors. Kristen Griffith, Mary Beth Hurt, Richard Jordan, Diane Keaton, E.G. Marshall, Geraldine Page. Who else is in this? Maureen Stapleton and Sam Waterston. So yeah, not seen too many Woody Allen films. Is that one any good? We then have one that I think's Christmas film, so I'll probably watch it around Christmas. The Ref, with Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey, and is that Judy Davis? Yeah, Judy Davis. Also known as Hostile Hostages. But yeah, set on Christmas Eve. So I might save this one closer towards Christmas. We then have, great cast this, Divorced American Style, Dick Van Dyke, Debbie Reynolds, Jason Robards. What a great cast from 1967. I picked this up because of Dick Van Dyke, because I've not really seen too many films with him in, outside the big ones. Gene Simmons in this as well, and Van Johnson. Produced and written by Norman Lear. We then have one that I'm sure is going to be a throwaway film, but might be worth watching the once. Braven with Jason Momoa. This is probably one I got in the charity shop, which is why I picked it up, because it was like in a £5 for £1 or something. Stephen Lang in there as well. Might be better than it looks. We then have Welcome to Collinwood, another Clooney film I've not seen. Also starring Sam Rockwell, William H. Macy, Isaiah Washington, Michael Jeter, Louise Guzman, Patricia Clarkson. Yeah, just a great cast. And written and directed, I don't think it's focusing. There we go. By Joe and Anthony Russo, the Russo brothers. First film, I think. They then have Marlon Brando and Byrne. A war film, I believe. I had never heard of this when I'd picked it up. But music's done by Ennio Morricone. Is that one any good? Let's bring this pile towards me. We then have The Good Night. Again, I picked this one up for the cast. You've got Gwyneth Paltrow, Martin Freeman, Simon Pegg, Penelope Cruz. It looks like a weird comedy. Yep, is that one any good? We have A Lot Like Love, a rom-com with Ashton Kutcher and Amanda Peet. That's why I picked up. I like a good rom-com. Don't know if it'll be any good though. We have Terry Zwigoff's Ghost World, one that I've only heard good things about. Is it Mina Suarvi and Scarlett Johansson? You've got Steve Buscemi in there as well, Brad Renfro. Yep. We have So I Married an Ex-Murderer. Mike Myers one I've not seen before. Yeah. I forgot Brenda Fricker's in this. Amanda Plummer as well. Nancy Travis. Yeah, really good cast. That one's probably going to be quite good. The Way with Martin Sheen. Directed by Emilio Estevez, who also, I believe, has a small role in this. So, yeah. That one any good? And two more. We have The Maid, which I think is probably a TV film. Martin Sheen and Jacqueline Bisset. But is it any good? I had never heard of it before. And the last one is called Me and You and Everyone We Know. John Hawkes. I do like John Hawkes. But yeah, again, one that I'm not too familiar with. So yeah, so that is everything in that pile that I still have to watch or rewatch. So just let me know what ones you think I should prioritise, and I will try and do so. What ones you think aren't even worth watching that I should just decase or just get rid of in terms of the DVDs. Yeah, just let me know down in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.